So I has a brew. So after much time, I has a brew. So I has a brew. So I'm in a park in the middle of London, which is a bit bizarre. So don't I has a brew. So I has a brew. So I want to talk a little bit about pride. So I has a brew. 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 So I don't has a brew. I has a Five Guys. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Me and Aaron are gonna probably spend a lot of day now. EGX.
So it's like about 1:30 back in the hotel. The last day of EGX. So EGX at the 18 plus area. So I has a brew. So I has a brew. So I has a brew. So I thought I'd go for a walk Christmas Eve because. So I don't have a brew. I'm just going to talk about my 2015 in review because I wanted to do this ages ago, but. There's been some family stuff happening, there's been lots of reasons why I can't. It's pissing with rain outside, which you may or may not be able to see, and yeah, this is kind of the only opportunity I've had to do it because I was waiting for decent weather. So this will probably end up going up on like the Monday I'm back to work, maybe, hopefully before then, but we'll see. I wanted to do one of these kind of things because I thought it was kind of interesting, especially from my standpoint, considering loads has happened in my life, and I figured it was kind of something that that really required maybe my input, especially considering my career and my life and everything else that's gone before. So at the beginning of the, well actually on Christmas Eve I was basically made redundant. I was working for a university up in the main campus for ages, and I was basically told there was a job down in Truro, which is in Cornwall, and I could either take that job or I could not have a job. So I decided, well fine, let's have this job in Truro, only expecting it to be temporary, then expecting them to be a permanent position back up at the main campus. Kept my place in Plymouth, and short and long I ended up being in Truro for ages and ages and ages, got made sort of redundant with a bit of an option to move back up to the main campus for a temporary position for a couple of months. I turned around and said no, and chanced my silly head on the jobs market. 3 months I was looking for a job. I went to Bristol, went to London, I went to Bristol twice. I met all sorts of recruiters and employers, and it was just a horrible time to try and work for work because apparently everybody else is looking for work between January and March, and then all of a sudden this amazing job opportunity came up in London. I thought it was going to be my dream job. It was techie, it was to do with marketing, it was to do with advertising. I thought fantastic, with a little bit of social media chucked in as well. I thought great, my perfect job I managed to find. And sort of 8 months down the line, it's an okay job. It's going to be, but currently, as it currently stands, the job is meh. It's sort of coming to the stage now where I have to make it my own, and which is good, which is fantastic, and it'll be really exciting in the next 12 months. It'll be worthwhile, all this kind of uncertainty, and it'll be fantastic. But for a minute, it's sort of, so I've taken 8 months to basically sort of be trained up to replace essentially what is my boss, and we're going to go international, and it's such a fantastic, that what we have, the company and the product and everything is amazingly good, and I wish I could share that with you, and maybe I can in the next 12 months. Maybe I can take you on some trips and journeys with me and show you what the fuck I'm actually doing and what company I work for and what we're kind of doing. Some really exciting news happened at the beginning of December, not beginning of December, just before we left in December for holidays and stuff, in terms of the company, in terms of the product, and so it's really cool. And so there's lots of really interesting things happening. It's just now I'm in a stage where I'm 24 and I'm now being expected to manage people and try and make my role my own, and it's kind of a bit scary and daunting, but at the same time I'm up for the challenge. It's going to be really exciting. So I'm kind of sort of like an impasse now, and I'm like, well, I now need to switch up a gear and go and move away from the whole service management-y kind of bullshit IT stuff I've been doing for Christ, how many, 5 years or more, and move more towards the whole management and actually being a proper decent human being, thinking about things on your feet, really sort of upping the ante in terms of myself and in terms of the job and everything else. But let's go back into actual March. So March, I took the job and I started the arse end of March. I then moved in with my cameraman Steve because he kind of sort of offered me a place, and I sort of thought, well, it's stupid to turn it down. Had still surviving on my last paycheck from my previous job, 3 months I survived. Partly the reason I survived was because my parents sort of, I was staying here for free, I had free food, so I didn't sign on to the dole because as a principle I didn't want to, and I didn't think I was going to be out of work for too long. It got to the stage where I was thinking I might have to sign on to the dole because I've literally got, you know, this last bit of paycheck that's going to last me, and this is, you know, for travel to job interviews, and all that is expensive. You know, when you're traveling up to London, that's easily 50 to 100 quid. So luckily I managed to grab a job in London, and with my last paycheck survived the first month in London, barely, just sort of scraping by, and overdrafts and credit cards and all other kind of stuff maxed out. So I was staying in Crawley for a while, which some of you may or may not know, commuting to work for like 2 hours each way almost. It was pretty bad in terms of commuting. So, and then eventually I managed to get my own place in about May, June time. It was supposed to be April. No, it wasn't. I lie. It's supposed to be the beginning of May, but the end of May it was still not quite ready, and actually I moved in, and 2 months later the place still wasn't really quite ready. I should have actually blogged the entire thing because it was quite an interesting ordeal the entire time, when basically I was paying a lot of money for not very much. The landlord's a pain in the ass, I've got cockroaches, and yeah, not the best accommodation situation in the world, but fantastic location. And I need to make a decision in whenever it's going to be, about March time, as to whether or not I want to keep the place or whether or not I want to move on and try and find something else. I need to sort of make that decision pretty quickly, and I need to also have the money to do so, which is kind of not I'm not at the point where I can do that, so we'll have to see how that all goes. But I might just stay there, because actually it's quite a good location. It's a little bit expensive for what it is, but really I think I'm kind of almost in the kind of perfect position in terms of London. It's really easy to get to Paddington, it's really easy to get to work. It's like, so I'm sort of thinking I'll stay there for a while. I might then invest in, you know, some more stuff in my place. It's kind of almost perfect for me in terms of the space and in terms of the storage, and so I'm staying there. And you've all seen my London flat, and it's got messier and messier and messier, and then when I can move back in the new year, I will hopefully tidy it up, make it my own a bit more, and also sort my gaming situation out and everything else like that. But one of the downsides of getting this job is that basically I've had no time, and so because of that I've not been doing YouTube very much. I think this year I've only like released maybe a video a month if you're lucky, and that is basically because my career has gone up here and YouTube has kind of stayed roughly down here, which is not kind of what I had planned. But with a bit of luck, in the next maybe 6 months, I want to pick that up. I want to get it to a stage where I am doing all the time, and maybe not daily, you know, maybe not daily, but try and do it weekly. Try and do it at least twice a week. I've been watching a lot of Casey Neistat stuff, and which I don't want to copy his format, because I don't think it's relevant, because number one, it's his shit, and number two, I do quite a reasonable enough job on my own. I don't think I need to copy anybody else. Certainly there's ways I can improve in terms of the cinematography, in terms of how I film stuff, in terms of audio quality, in terms of just ideas and shit like that. I still want to keep the Brute Time format. I still want to be talking about tech news. I still want to be, you know, doing that kind of whole talking at a camera kind of ranty thing, which I do, which people love, and I don't want to move away from that format. You know, I want to keep that as my thing. But at the same time, I want to expand on that. I want to move it from just being this static, linear, me sit down in front of a camera kind of thing, and move it outside. I'm in London. I've got all the opportunities there to film as much as I can, and you know, I want to move away from doing things inside to do things doing outside, which actually is what I had planned on doing until the rain kicked off and ruined that plan for my trip down to Cornwall, including the one where I did a bit of a Merry Christmas thing. It was sort of almost rained off, which is kind of why I talked at 1,000,001 miles an hour and didn't actually really say very much. So yeah, this kind of format is still TBC really. But yes, anyway, let's go back to my life and my review, which I've not really kind of done very well. So yes, I moved into my own place. A couple of months down the line I met a guy called Kevin, which you've now seen. Sort of as time's passed, we've sort of actually officially going out now, and it's kind of cool, and so that's, you know, that's really sweet. And yeah, and I think me and him are kind of going to be together for quite a while, which is really cool. And yeah, so that's kind of quite a nice thing that's happened, and he's quite, you know, quite an important part of my life now, I think. And yeah, so that's kind of quite cool. So really, what with job, relationship, and living and cooking and all the cleaning and all the other shit you have to deal with, that's why YouTube's kind of suffered really, because by the time I get home at maybe 7, 8 o'clock if you're lucky, I've got to cook tea, then I've got to eat tea, then I've got to clean up, then I've got to go to bed, or at the end of the day I really cannot be fucking bothered to talk to a camera about some bullshit that's happening in my life. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to try my hardest to get to a point where this is more regular. You know, moving forwards, it'll be interesting from a job standpoint, from a living in London standpoint, from a possible international standpoint, from a YouTube standpoint. It should be really exciting. Now, this still is going to not remain one of those things where I'm going to try and whore out. I'm not going to try and get popular. I mean, it'd be nice to get popular, but that's not the point of this. It's the same with money. I'm not interested in earning money from this. If you're starting out and your primary focus is earning money from YouTube, then you are foolish. Some people can do it great, you know, but they usually generally copy and paste everybody else, and that's not good. So, what are you doing, child? My car's just rolled up, and some random child is now peering at me through the window. So what I'm going to do is going to go and do this. This, by the way, is my bedroom window, bedroom curtains in Cornwall. I'm not sitting down because this is the best acoustics I can get in the house, and currently my desk is a complete mess. But yeah, it's sort of almost been a roller coaster ride this year. It's kind of, so YouTube suffered majorly, and I've not got any new subscribers really, and the YouTube format stayed roughly the same with a bit of, you know, extra shit in there, and the EGX content happened, which is cool, and it was much better than we did last year. Again, it should be a lot better next year. But no, generally this year has been a rollercoaster ride, and I mean, I couldn't even like tell you all the shit that's happened this year, because it's basically been kind of mostly stagnant in terms of life. It's kind of, you know, remained roughly the same. I moved to London, I got a house, I got a boyfriend. That's it. In terms of work, you know, I can't really talk about very much with work, which is annoying, because I want to, you know, I want to share with, you know, the kinds of brands we work with and the kinds of stuff we're doing, and it's really cool, but I can't. Well, not, at least not yet, which is annoying, because I kind of want to do that, and yeah, it would be kind of quite good to be able to do that kind of stuff, but you know, maybe we'll see how that all goes, how it all pans out. I am developing my own team now, which is cool, and it's, you know, it's getting to the stage now where it, you know, it is going to be a career starter, and it's going to be something that's going to be very beneficial for me from a career standpoint, from a life standpoint, and it should be, you know, really amazing. I just need to step up to the plate and say, yes, I can do this shit, and, you know, kind of move away from relying on somebody else to tell me what to do, and basically, you know, take a lead, which I have done in the past, but not on this kind of scale and not on this kind of responsibility. It's difficult to kind of comprehend where I am, which is, you know, it's cool, it's really cool, but it's scary, it's cool, it's like, oh, am I really suitable for this job, you know, can I really do it? And I'm going to give it a damn good go, and see how we go. You know, I don't want to let anybody be down. I don't want to be in a position where in, you know, 6 months time, really they should have maybe got somebody else, but I'm confident that I can do it. I'm confident that actually things have worked to this point to be beneficial to me, beneficial to the company, beneficial to whatever. So yeah, this has been kind of less of a year in review, more of a me just randomly talking words at you, but I think it's been cool. In the next 12 months it'll be interesting to see how careers go, how YouTube goes, and everything like that. If you have any tips, tricks, or if there's anything specific you want to see on YouTube, let me know. A lot of people have been saying, we want to see you do more reviews, Aaron, you stop doing reviews. I will try, but they take more time than anything else. They take more time to film, they take more time to prepare, they take more time to edit than Brew Time, which is silly because Brew Time ends up being half an hour long as opposed to 3 minutes or whatever it is for a review. So yeah, I will do reviews, and actually I picked up the G29 the other day. Well, actually I picked it up, I bought it, and it's been sent to my London place because it's 184 quid, which is an amazing price considering it's usually 300 quid with the shifter. So yeah, so I'm going to get that basically for Euro Truck Simulator 2, and that means I need to set up my PC properly, that means I need to tidy up, and it also means I need to get a mother trucking chair because I haven't actually got one still. I'm there and I'm still not got a chair, which is a pain because it means I can't probably sit down and you know, get my YouTubes on and get my gamings on. So yeah, currently I'm, you know, gaming is kind of taking another back seat because of, you know, I've got no time, and yeah, I want to get back into that, but it's having the time and inclination and everything else that goes with life, and yeah, working stupid hours. So I think that's pretty much it. This has kind of gone on for a bit too long, but kind of, you know, rounds up my year, rounds up kind of me and what's happening next year, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But of course, like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what your thoughts are for 2016 in terms of what I should be doing, in terms of if you should think I should even bother at all. You know, this is not about me being popular or whatever, this is just about me sharing thoughts and kind of, impacting on other people's lives, really. So that's the whole point of this, and this is the whole reason I'm still doing it, or else I would have given up. And also I quite enjoy it, which is another reason why I still do it. It's just that enjoyment wanes when you have no energy at the end of the day, so hence the lack of actual uploads. So that's kind of it, really. So apart from that, I shall catch you in a later video. So I thought I'd go for a walk Christmas Eve because it's actually quite nice weather, although we just had a hail shower. I've been stinking around in this cold, which is slowly clearing itself up. And I just want to do a quick thing before the end of the holidays and all other shite. So I've noticed one thing: calmer on certain areas of London.